I first chose to serve a mission. It was not in my plans. When I was a senior in high school, I had thought that even if the Lord told me to go on a mission, I wouldn't go. That's how stubborn I was. But as time went on, and after experiences I had with preaching the gospel to other people and living in other parts of the country, I learned quickly that that was something I could do. My heart was softened. So when the opportunity came, and Heavenly Father hit me in the face with a foghorn is how it felt. It was just like the Spirit was so strong, I needed to go on a mission. It took me a couple months to follow through with that prompting, but I eventually did. And it was a huge blessing. So when I eventually decided to go on my mission, I told my mom, and she was kind of like, well, my brother Jason, he was also preparing to leave, and so I was kind of concerned that I was going to rain on his parade. You know, his whole life he'd been like looking forward to go to a mission, and in the past 6 months I was like, bam, I want to go. And so I was really careful about that. But we started and finished our mission papers roughly a week within each other, and they ended up coming on the same day. At that point I was working at BYU, Idaho as an AFY counselor. And so I had to wait till Friday to come home and open it. And my brother, what a sweetheart, he took them and he hid them in our house so nobody could find them. And we opened them up together in a park. And in that park, it was really a special experience. My mom was a convert to the church, and when she had opened up her mission call, it was a huge spiritual experience for her, because her family wasn't around with her. Her parents didn't even know she was going on a mission. And so she really recommended to me and my brother to have that experience where we opened up our mission calls and just like know for ourselves. And so my brother met me at this park. It was great. And he held up one of the mission calls, and it had his name on it. Okay. So I flipped it over, and I had mine, and he went off with his, and we just went off. And I remember kneeling down and praying before I opened up my mission call, and just was so grateful to Heavenly Father for the experience to be able to serve His people. And then I opened it, and I flipped the paper over, and I read it line by line, and I'm just bawling. And it was great. There were mosquitoes everywhere, so I'm like trying to swat them off as I'm having this emotional spiritual experience. And as I read, you were called to the Armenian Yerevan mission, I started bawling. And the first thing that came to my mind was, where is this place? I don't know where this is at. And I read and like learn Armenian. I'm like, what kind of language is this? I didn't even know. And I didn't know that there was a map in the front of the call. So I was just like, okay, wherever He called me, I'm going. And I finished reading through the letter, which was a really powerful. I think every missionary should finish reading through the letter before they just set it aside. It is such a special letter from the prophet himself. And after that, I knelt down and I prayed, and I just contemplated and just thought a lot about my dedication to the people, what I was going to do. And at that point, I knew that this is where I needed to be, at what time I needed to go, and what language I needed to learn in order to teach those people who were prepared for me. And went home. My brother and I put Post-it notes over where we were going. And my other family, I just had like close family. And when we went home, so I had my brother's call and he had mine, so it was still a surprise. And so I got to read, and I found out we were leaving the same day, and I bawled. That was great. Had my mom just get rid of both of us at one time. So that's just kind of a little bit about opening my mission call and just the feelings that I had.